I was folding laundry in my bedroom when I heard my husband's voice downstairs. "I know, baby. I miss you too. Tonight at the usual place?" I froze. "Baby?" I crept to the top of the stairs and peeked down. He was standing in our kitchen, phone pressed to his ear, smiling. That smile, the one I hadn't seen in months. Then he said the words that shattered my world. "Love you, Jennifer. See you at 8. Jennifer. My sister's name is Jennifer. My husband was having an affair with my sister. My name is Susan Baker. I'm 52 years old. I live in Minneapolis, Minnesota. And I just heard my husband of 24 years tell my little sister he loves her. Jennifer and I were close once. Really close. Growing up in Duluth, we shared everything. A bedroom until I left for college, clothes, secrets, dreams. I was the older sister by 5 years. She was born when I was 5 years old, and I thought she was my personal baby doll. I protected her. When kids made fun of her lazy eye in elementary school, I made sure they stopped. When she got her heart broken by Tommy Peterson in high school, I threatened to key his car. When Mom died of breast cancer in 2007, Jennifer was only 25, still figuring out life. I helped her through it. I was there. We had normal sister stuff too. Arguments about borrowed clothes, competition over grades, the time she dated my ex-boyfriend from college, and I didn't speak to her for 3 months. But we always came back together. We were family. I met Robert in 1998. I was 26, working as a dental hygienist in Minneapolis. He was 28, a construction foreman. Strong hands, kind eyes, made me laugh. We dated for 2 years, married in 2000. Small wedding, just family and close friends. Jennifer was my maid of honor. She gave a beautiful toast about how lucky Robert was to have me. We tried for kids. 5 years of trying, 3 miscarriages. Finally, the doctor said it wasn't going to happen naturally. IVF was too expensive. We looked into adoption, but Robert wasn't sure. "Maybe it's just us," he said. "Maybe that's okay?" It wasn't okay. Not for me. But I adjusted. I threw myself into my work, into being the cool aunt to Jennifer's kids. Jennifer married Paul in 2009. Paul was nice. Boring, honestly. Accountant, played golf, talked about tax codes at dinner parties. They had 2 kids, Megan in 2010, Tyler in 2012. I loved those kids like they were mine. Jennifer and I saw each other constantly, weekly dinners, shopping trips. The kids called me Aunt Susie. Robert and Paul got along fine. They'd watch football together while Jennifer and I cooked. Everything was normal. Everything was fine. Until about 2 years ago, things started changing. Jennifer started looking different. She lost weight, dyed her hair blonde. We'd both been brunettes our whole lives. Started dressing younger, tighter clothes. "Midlife crisis," she joked. "I'm turning 40, gotta fight it." She and Paul seemed strained. She'd complain about him. "He's so boring, Susan. All he talks about is work. We never have fun anymore." I told her all marriages go through rough patches. Robert and I had survived plenty. Robert started working late. A lot. "Big project," he'd say. "Apartment complex in Edina, behind schedule." He'd come home at 10, 11 p.m., smelling like sawdust and tired. Meanwhile, Jennifer started canceling plans. "Can't make dinner. Got a work thing." She'd gotten a job at a real estate office after Tyler started school. Said she needed something for herself. I never suspected. God, I never suspected. It was October 18th, 2024, a Thursday. I'd stayed home sick from work, just a cold, nothing serious. Robert left at 7 a.m. like always. Kiss on the forehead. "Feel better, honey." Around 2 p.m. he came home. I was upstairs, heard the garage door, heard him on the phone in the kitchen. I was about to call down to him when I heard that tone in his voice, that intimate tone. I crept to the stairs, listened. "I know, baby, I miss you too. Tonight at the usual place, 8 o'clock. Can't wait. Love you, Jennifer. See you at 8. Everything went cold. The room spun. I gripped the banister to keep from falling. "Jennifer." He said Jennifer, my husband, my sister. I must have made a noise because he looked up, saw me standing there at the top of the stairs. His face went white. Susan, I thought you were sleeping. I walked down the stairs slowly. My legs felt like they weren't attached to my body. How long? What, Susan, I can explain. How long have you been sleeping with my sister? He opened his mouth, closed it, opened it again. We're not, don't lie to me, I was screaming. I never scream. I heard you. Love you, Jennifer. Tonight at 8, the usual place. How long? He sat down at the kitchen table, put his head in his hands, and said the worst words I've ever heard. 2 years, a little over 2 years. The room actually spun. I had to sit down or I would have fallen. 2 years, 24 months, 730 days. Where? My voice was barely a whisper. The construction sites. After hours. Sometimes at a hotel. That apartment complex in Edina? Yes, of course. The late nights. The project that never seemed to finish. I'd been so supportive. Poor Robert working so hard. All while he was fucking my sister. Does Paul know? No. The kids? No, Susan, please, let me explain. Explain what? How you fell in love with my sister? How you've been lying to me for 2 years? How many times, Robert? How many times did you screw her and then come home and kiss me goodnight? He was crying. Actually crying. I wanted to hit him. I'm calling Jennifer. No, wait. I grabbed my phone, dialed her number. She picked up on the second ring. Hey, sis, what's up? Her voice. So casual, so normal, like she wasn't destroying my life. I know, I said. Silence. Susan, I know about you and Robert. I heard him on the phone. 2 years, Jennifer? 2 years? More silence. Then, I'm sorry. You're sorry? You're sorry? I never meant for it to happen. Then how did it happen? Tell me. I want to know how my sister accidentally fell into bed with my husband for 2 years. She was crying now, too. It was after Mom's birthday party, the one at my house in 2022. Remember? Everyone left, and you went home early because you had to work the next day. Paul was putting the kids to bed. Robert stayed to help me clean up. We got to talking. He said you two were having problems. Problems? I looked at Robert. He was staring at the floor. What problems? He said you were distant, angry all the time, that you blamed him for the baby thing. I never, my voice broke. I never blamed him. He said you did. He said you were miserable. He was so sad, Susan. He was hurting. I was hurting too. Paul and I were fighting all the time. We just connected. Connected. They connected. While I was at home, working, trying to hold together a marriage, they were connecting. I can't believe you. I can't believe either of you. Susan, please, I love him. Those 3 words. I love him. My sister loved my husband. My husband loved my sister. I hung up, looked at Robert. Get out! Susan, get out of my house! Robert left, went to stay with his brother. I called my best friend, Carol, and she came over immediately. I told her everything. She held me while I cried for 3 hours straight. Then I got angry. I wanted to know everything, every detail, every lie. I went through Robert's phone records. He'd left his phone on the kitchen counter when I kicked him out. Texts to Jake. I'd seen those before, thought Jake was a work buddy. Opened them. They were to Jennifer. Hundreds of texts. Miss you. Can't wait to see you. Last night was amazing. Photos. I deleted them without looking. I didn't want to see. Call logs. They talked every day, multiple times a day. While I was at work, they were talking. I checked our credit cards, hotel rooms, the Hampton Inn in Bloomington, the Holiday Inn near the Mall of America, restaurants I'd never been to, gifts, jewelry from Tiffany's. I'd never gotten jewelry from Tiffany's. $47,000. He'd spent $47,000 over 2 years on hotels, restaurants, gifts. For her. I called a lawyer. Margaret Stevens came highly recommended, showed her everything. This is financial infidelity, she said. He used marital funds for an extramarital affair. You're entitled to compensation. Next, I had to tell Paul. Jennifer's husband deserved to know. I called him at work. "Paul, it's Susan. Can you come over? It's important." He came, stood in my living room, confused. "What's going on? Is Jennifer okay?" "Jennifer and Robert have been having an affair for 2 years." He laughed, actually laughed. "That's not funny, Susan. I'm not joking." I showed him everything, the texts, the calls, the hotels. He stopped laughing, sat down, went silent for about 5 minutes. Then he said, very quietly, "I knew something was wrong. I thought she was just unhappy with me. I was trying harder, being more romantic, planning date nights." He looked up at me with tears in his eyes. "She was sleeping with your husband on our date nights, wasn't she?" I didn't have to answer. He knew. "I'm filing for divorce," he said. "I want custody of the kids. Full custody." "Paul, she's been lying to them too, coming home late, missing school events because she was working. She was with him, wasn't she?" "Yes." "Then she doesn't deserve them." I felt bad for Paul. He was a good guy. Boring, yes, but good. He didn't deserve this. Over the next week, I talked to everyone who mattered. Robert's brother, he was horrified. I had no idea. He told me you two were separated. Robert's mother, she cried and apologized and said she'd always considered me her daughter. My father was the worst. Dad lived in Duluth, retired from the post office. I drove up to tell him in person. Jennifer did what? He couldn't process it. His baby girl. "She's been having an affair with Robert for 2 years, Dad." He shook his head. "There must be a mistake. Jennifer wouldn't do that. You girls are sisters." "Dad, I heard it. I saw the evidence. It's true." He didn't believe me, chose not to believe me, called Jennifer, listened to her side. She told him I was jealous, that I'd always been jealous of her, that Robert and I were already split up when they got together. All lies. But Dad believed her. "Susan, I think you need to calm down and think about this rationally," he told me. My own father took her side. The real confrontation happened on November 3rd, 2024. Thanksgiving was coming. Jennifer had the audacity to call me and ask if we could all have dinner together and talk this through like adults. "You want to have Thanksgiving dinner?" I couldn't believe it. "You want to sit around a table and what? Pretend this didn't happen?" "Susan, we're still family. We need to figure this out for everyone's sake. For Dad, for the kids. The kids, your kids, who are about to find out their mother is a homewrecker." "Don't call me that." "What should I call you? Sister? You stopped being my sister 2 years ago. Please, can we just meet, face to face? You, me, Robert, and Paul. Clear the air." Against my better judgment, I agreed. Margaret, my lawyer, told me not to. Don't give them ammunition. But I needed to see her face. I needed to hear her explain how she could do this to me. We met at a neutral location, a conference room at the public library in St. Louis Park, November 3rd, 2 p.m. All 4 of us. Jennifer looked scared. Good. Robert looked sick. Paul looked dead inside. I spoke first. "You wanted to talk, so talk. Explain to me how this happened." Jennifer and Robert looked at each other, some silent communication. Then Jennifer started. "Susan, I never meant to hurt you. You have to know that." "But you did. For 2 years. I was unhappy. Paul and I were falling apart. I was lonely." Paul flinched. And Robert was there. He understood. He was lonely too. "Lonely? I was right there. I was your wife." I looked at Robert. "You were," he said quietly. "But you weren't happy. We weren't happy. So instead of talking to me, instead of suggesting counseling, you fucked my sister? Don't say it like that. How should I say it? Make it sound better. Go ahead." Jennifer tried again. "Susan, we fell in love. It wasn't planned. It wasn't some cheap affair. We really love each other." "Love?" I laughed. It came out bitter. "You love each other. That makes it okay? That makes 24 years of marriage meaningless? That makes sisterhood meaningless?" "Your marriage was already over," Jennifer said. You two were roommates, not husband and wife. That's not true, I said. But even as I said it, I wondered. Were we? Had we been just roommates? You didn't touch him, Jennifer continued. You didn't laugh with him. You were always tired, always working. He needed more. So you gave him more. My sister. The person I trusted most in the world after him. Paul finally spoke. What about our kids? What about our marriage? Did you think about them before you fell in love? Jennifer turned to him. Paul, we've been unhappy for years. You know that. I was trying to fix it while you were screwing Robert. The librarian knocked on the door. Please keep your voices down. We sat in silence for a moment. Then I said what I'd come to say. I want a divorce, Robert, full divorce. You can have Jennifer. You two can run off and be happy. But you're not getting anything from me. And Jennifer? I turned to my sister. You're dead to me. You understand? Dead. I have no sister. Susan, please. I don't want to see you. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to know about your life. You don't exist to me anymore. You can't mean that. I mean every word. You chose him over me. So you get him and you lose me forever. I stood up, walked out, didn't look back. The divorces happened simultaneously. Mine finalized in March 2025. Paul's took longer. Custody battle over the kids. Jennifer fought it, but Paul had better lawyers and evidence of her abandoning parental duties for the affair. He got primary custody. She got every other weekend. Robert and Jennifer moved in together in April 2025. They rent a condo in Minnetonka. I heard through Carol that they're very happy. I don't care. I got the house. Half of Robert's 401k. Alimony for 7 years. Margaret was a shark. She destroyed him in court. Your Honor, he used $47,000 of marital funds to conduct an affair with the plaintiff's sister for 2 years, while the plaintiff worked full-time to support their household. This is not just infidelity. This is financial abuse and emotional cruelty. The judge agreed. I don't see Jennifer. Haven't spoken to her since that day at the library. I blocked her number. Blocked her on Facebook. She tried sending letters. I returned them unopened. Megan and Tyler, her kids, that's the hardest part. I miss them, but I can't see them without seeing her. Paul brings them by sometimes. They're confused, hurting. Tyler asked me once, Aunt Susie, why don't you come over anymore? How do you explain to a 13-year-old that his mother betrayed you in the worst possible way? My father still talks to Jennifer. He wants us to reconcile. She's your sister, Susan. Family is family. She stopped being family when she slept with my husband, Dad. He doesn't get it. He wants his 2 girls to get along, like we're fighting over a toy and not the destruction of my entire life. I started dating again in May. Tentatively. A guy from work set me up with his friend, Mike. He's nice. Divorced. No drama. We go to dinner. Movies. It's casual. I'm not ready for more yet. Some days I'm okay. I go to work. I see friends. I live my life. Some days I'm not okay. I think about them together and want to scream. I think about the 2 people I loved most in the world betraying me, and it feels like I can't breathe. Therapy helps. My therapist says I need to forgive, not for them, but for myself. I'm not there yet. It's been over a year since I heard Robert say, I love you, Jennifer, on the phone in my kitchen. A year since my world exploded. People ask if I'll ever forgive her, if we'll ever reconcile. The answer is no. Maybe that makes me bitter. Maybe that makes me unforgiving. But there are some betrayals you don't come back from. She was my sister. My little sister. I protected her, loved her, trusted her, and she stabbed me in the back in the worst possible way. Robert? I pity him. He's with someone who betrayed her own sister. If she could do it to me, she can do it to him. Someday he'll figure that out. I'm rebuilding my life, finding out who Susan is without Robert, without Jennifer. It's hard. It's lonely sometimes. But it's honest. No more lies. I have real friends now, people who showed up when it mattered. Carol, Margaret, Paul. Yes, Paul and I are friends now, bonded by betrayal. We have coffee sometimes, two people who trusted the wrong people. Would I take Robert back if he asked? No. Would I forgive Jennifer if she begged? No. Some bridges once burned, stay burned. I'm learning to be okay with that. Could you forgive a sibling who had an affair with your spouse? Would you try to reconcile for family's sake or walk away? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If this story resonated with you, subscribe for more real-life stories about betrayal, family, and starting over. Sometimes the people who hurt us most are the ones we never suspected. Thanks for listening. See you in the next one.